Hey, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Ireina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Ireina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Ireina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Now, that wasn't policy. That wasn't tax bracket. That wasn't a budget amendment. That was a grieving mother sitting in that balcony. Obviously, half the room split. You got Democrats and their feelings and so filled with TDS that they can't even put their bias aside for a moment like this. It's not politics. That right there is posture. Now, here's where it gets even more uncomfortable, because that moment, unfortunately, it was not isolated, y'all. I would like to say it was, but it wasn't. Watch what happens next.
When he asked you all to stand, let me play that moment.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So you didn't stand?
Well,
Democrats
Donald Trump
didn't stand?
Should, yeah.
Well, just is it what did you think when he asked you to stand?
Bottom line is very simple. We agree we need to protect Americans. He's not.
When he asked you all to stand.
Wow. Now, hold on. Let me see how this screen look. Okay. Because I see the camera looks a little further away. You don't need narration. You don't need spin. You just need a camera. One side stood instantly. The other side calculated. And the hesitation, that's what people felt. Because when the words are protect American citizens and you sit there on your hiney and decides to say, stay seated, you better have a reason. And apparently, there was one. Let's hear it.
I know everybody's seen and heard what this lady said. I'm not even going to ask you how to explain that being proud to be an American citizen is racist, but fuck your feelings. You just make yourself look ignorant. I mean, you Democrats are truly grasping for something, and you're using the race card to try to play. Black people ain't. We're getting out of that gullibleness that you seem to think. Because just last week, you were saying we wasn't smart enough to come up and figure out how to motherfucking get an ID or a birth certificate or go in and vote. I got a fucking voter's registration card with my name and address on that bitch. Even tells me where to go vote. Bitch, I can read. I don't know how standing to support America and American citizens is racist. And where you come up with that fucking idea befools me. I just don't get it. Fuck you and your feelings. You dumb, and y'all motherfuckers need to figure something out, because y'all just every day making yourself look more and more stupid. It is what it is.
Y'all got to figure something out. Let's slow down for a bit, y'all. A statement about American citizens felt racist. So now we're here. All right. This is what we are. We're standing for citizens, and that's considered controversial now. Where clarify is offensive. Where borders are emotional trauma. Black Americans, man, we watching this. Not with hashtags, but with memory. Because we remember what disrespect looked like. You know what I mean? But here's the twist nobody expected. Not every Democrat is playing along.
I think we have to find a way, if we can be in the same room, we can disagree on these things. You don't have to sign off on everything. You don't have to agree with everything. And now, if I hear something that I agree with or I like that, hey, I'm going to stand up and clap for those things. And I think, and if someone's angry that I shook the president's hand as he walked in, I think that's on them. And I think some of the people that were angry that I did that, they didn't really have a problem when Mandami visited with the White House too. So, like, if we refuse to talk to the other side, I mean, that's the only one that really loses. That's America.
Yes.
Amen
to that. Now, here's what get interesting. Democrat, y'all know Fetterman, shakes the president's hand and gets attacked by his own party for civility. Meanwhile, the same people screaming democracy can't stand up for citizens without doing internal math first. This isn't left versus right, y'all. This is normal versus performative. In the media layer, Whoopi Goldberg just made this thing a whole lot louder.
He's not well. The man is not well. His narcissistic disorder is off the charts.
Well, you know what? He's also insanely rude because a lot of people won gold for the U.S. A lot of people won gold. I'm sorry. A lot of the women's hockey team and the women and the young skater who comes from immigrant family. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people.
He's clearly a fan of heated rivalry, Whoopi. That's why he loves the hockey players.
He's not well. The man is not.
This is the pattern. Every symbolic moment must be reframed. Every recognition must be diluted. Every gesture must be dissected. Because the problem isn't the act. The problem is who did it. Look, man, we see this. We grew up understanding when someone just doesn't like you, not because of not your policy, right? Not your speech, you. And then someone said what a lot of people were already thinking, y'all. Let me go ahead and get this queued up.
This is how you know that the Democrats have literally turned into subhuman creatures. Their hatred for President Donald Trump outweighs the respect that you should have as a human being for a woman who entered this country to work harder, to make her life better, to escape the war that was happening in her country, and was failed by Democrat policies that allowed a criminal, somebody mentally unstable, to continuously be let out of prison, and it led to her being violently murdered on a train. Every single one of those Democrats should lose their ability to hold political power. This isn't about right or left. This isn't about Trump or any other politician. This is about humanity. I'm really trying to hold back what I want to say.
I understand.
This is how you...
Now, the core question still stands. When did basic human empathy become partisan? I'm serious. A war refugee's mother is in a balcony. The president says justice. The Democrats freeze. Black Americans don't need pundits to interpret that. We understand symbolism. We understand what standing means. And we definitely understand what sitting down means. And if you think this ends at the chamber floor, it doesn't, y'all. It was strategic. Watch this.
I think the part of the speech that's probably going to live on for most Republicans is when he asked the Congress, stand up if you think your duty is first to American citizens before illegal aliens. Republicans stood up. It gave him his most sustained applause for the night. I suspect, man, you're going to see this in a lot of campaign ads that Democrats wouldn't stand up. What did you all think of the showmanship of that, or of sort of the spectacle of trying to get Democrats to stand up for that?
Well, I think the point, that you know, and it may have gotten a little muddled, but, you know, in the showmanship, but I think his point is valid. Everybody in that room represents the citizens in this country. And are you doing your job? He should, you know, the governor asked, is Trump doing his job? Trump asked, are all of you doing your job?
But don't I think
Look at
part of the
their
speech
faces, man. All this melting down. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Hold on. I had a shoot today which required my camera. So that was that. I think this is about this feels more at home. Like I was too far back. Like I was preaching. But that video, this is the part that people miss. It's not about applause. It's about footage. This wasn't a debate. It was a visual. And visuals, they don't expire, y'all. Black Americans aren't reacting because someone told us to. We're reacting because the camera told the truth. They be forgetting this stuff is going to be, it's in 4K, even when it's not. You know, we got AI. You know, you can argue policy all day, but when a room splits during a grieving mother's moment, that's not a spin. That right there is a memory. I want you to comment. Wow. Horrible. I want you to comment one word or the other. That way I know who really made it to the end. Some of y'all gonna put both of the words. I want you to put stand or sit. Either one of those. Other than that, y'all be safe. Go check out somebody today. You can quite literally be saving a life. Peace.